Breaking news. Over 90% of Ukrainians in a recent survey described Russian dictator Putin as a modern-day Hitler. 82.2% of respondents strongly agreed that Putin was today's Hitler, and 11.8% rather agree, according to a poll conducted at the end of March by the Ilko Kucherev Democratic Initiatives Foundation and the Razumkov Center think tank. Fewer than 2% of Ukrainians disagree that Putin is akin to Hitler in the present day. Respondents also identified Russia's most egregious war crimes since the outbreak of hostilities. There was the airstrike on the drama theater in Mariupol, the massacre of civilians there, and the execution of captured Ukrainian soldiers in Olenivka. The Russian military also shot and tortured civilians in Bucha. Sociologists point out that the deliberate killing of civilians as a result of missile attacks, indiscriminate shelling of frontline cities, and torture of residents of the occupied territories are just some of the many war crimes of the Russian troops that will forever remain in the collective memory of Ukrainians. Most people who were asked about tragic events mentioned the repercussions of Russia's war crimes. According to one survey, 24% of Ukrainians found witnessing civilian deaths to be the most upsetting aspect of the war. A further 22% link bombings and missile attacks with feelings of despair and grief, while 16% bring up the topic of mass killings in the occupied territories of Ukraine. The questionnaire was sent out between March 23 and 30. In-person interviews were conducted with 2017 residents across all oblasts in Ukraine, with the exception of the currently occupied territories of Crimea, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson. Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, has invited the heads of state from neighboring countries to attend the annual Victory Day parade in Moscow on May 9. The leaders of Kazakhstan and Tajikistan, as well as the Prime Minister of Armenia, have accepted. News agency RIA Novosti, which is sympathetic to the Kremlin, Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev of Kazakhstan is scheduled to visit Russia on May 8–9 for a «working visit», and to take in the parade, according to his press service. President Emomali Rahmon of Tajikistan is expected to show up, according to his press office. According to Russia's press service, Putin will be joined at the parade by Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. Putin's press secretary, Dmitry Peskov, announced at the end of April that Kyrgyz President Sadir Japarov would be attending the parade with him in Moscow on May 9. The press is its own frontline. Come on board as a patron of Ukrainska Pravda. On the day the world commemorates the end of World War II and the defeat of Nazi Germany, Vladimir Putin ordered an air raid alert to be issued for the entirety of Ukraine. On the occasion of the holiday commemorating the Allied victory over Nazi Germany, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky declared that all the old evil that modern Russia is bringing back will be defeated, just as Nazism was defeated. During this time, the mayor of Kyiv stated that since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine began in February 2022, this recent attack on the capital city had been the most intense aerial assault. Overnight, a Russian explosive drone was intercepted by Ukrainian air defenses, sending tracers across the skyline of Kyiv before a loud bang. There were no immediate reports of fatalities, but authorities said several people were injured by falling shrapnel in the attack on Kyiv.